Hi Tower Unite! In this video I'm going to show a few ways that you can make the stationary car items more realistic and immersive in your condos. You're going to want to grab the stationary vehicle. It can be any of them, it doesn't have to be the pickup. That's just the one I'm using. As long as it's the stationary one that opens up, that you can get inside, and not the prop version. I'm going to change mine to blue just for visual appeal. And then the first thing I'm going to do is add some headlights to this thing to give it some dimension. So I'm going to grab some square lights to go on the square shaped headlight. Obviously we're going to shrink that down to match the size of the headlight, and then move it in there like that. Need one on the other side. We'll have to move it in. But it kind of matches how far the other one is sticking out. And then the other thing that you're going to want to do with these is change the IES style from none to cone. And that's going to give it kind of like a forward-facing headlight effect. Then I'm just going to copy that effect onto this one. Now we've got headlights. So one thing I'm going to do throughout this video, every time I add something, I'm going to continuously keep grouping it to the vehicle so that I don't forget to do it later. So the next thing that I want to add to make this vehicle a little bit more realistic is some license plates. So I actually found this website, and I'm not sure what the actual purpose of this website is. It says pretend you're in prison and make a license. I don't know why it says that, but I use this for Tower. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to type what I want my license plate to say. You can also choose another state, or there's also Canadian provinces in here if you're Canadian. But once you have what you want written in there, you can choose the year of the license plate. Some of them look different based on what year you pick. And then you click Make License. That will give you a nice license plate to use. Copy that image, post it on the image hosting website of your choice. And then you can grab that link. Now I'm going to grab a canvas to put that on my vehicle. And I have to size that down to look more like a license plate. And the other thing that I like to do with this to make it look more realistic is I like to use poster. And then it kind of looks like an old beat up dented license plate, but they glow up a little bit because license plates are kind of reflective. I think that's still a little tall. There, that's pretty good. And then I will put one of these on the back as well. And then, like I will with everything, I will go ahead and group those to the truck. Next thing that I want to do here is I want to have some music in my car. So there's two ways that you can do this. If you just want basically one song to play all the time, you can set it up as a sound emitter and use like a workshop sound. But if you want people to be able to get in and change the music, and also it kind of just like looks cool, what I would do is I would add a media player up here. So we're going to modernize this truck a little bit. You can use any of the media players. You can use a tiny TV. You can use the plain media player, which has no edges, and you can make a nice little console there with like canvas hole or something like that. But I'm just going to use a phone for simplicity's sake right now. We're going to put a phone on there, slide it up, slide it out. Going to make it fit a little better, like that. also going to make it black so that it matches a little better. Like I said, you can definitely make this look better. If I was going to do it right, I would probably use like a canvas hole and make like a whole console thing, but I'm just putting this on there for this one. So then you got your media player on there. And then the next thing that you're going to want to do, well, first I'm going to group this just so I don't forget. And then the next thing that you're going to want to do is put a media player volume down. You're going to want it to be a little bit bigger than the vehicle because, like, realistically you would hear it outside of the vehicle a little bit too. Make sure it's tall enough. And then I'm going to go and put my connection glove on and connect my media player, in this case cell phone, to the media player that I just set up. And then I'm also going to take that media player and group it to everything. Alright, so now we've got that set up so that when I come up to it, our media turns on. Next thing we're going to do here is I just want to find a video that I can add on here. Alright, so I've got my video to put on here. I'm just going to throw that in. Now keep in mind, when you're sitting in the car, and especially if it's moving, you don't want to cue to your media player by using Control-C and Control-V to paste, because when you hit Control, you're going to pop out of this seat. But that's okay because you actually can right-click and paste. So that's how you're going to want to cue media while you're sitting in a car so that it doesn't eject you from the car. Alright, so once you've got your music there, I'm just going to save that playlist on there. As you can see, once I move away, turns off, I go to get in the car, and now we've got our music. So our next step here, after we've got our headlights, we've got our license plates, we've got our music that turns on automatically when we get in, we also want this to be a little bit more realistic, so we're going to throw a sound emitter on top of the car here. And the point of this is to add an engine sound. So there's some built into like the regular sound emitter, or you could get your own more realistic sound if you use the workshop sound emitter. Because a lot of these sound kind of, that's intense. So personally, I like this one for cars. Even though it says motorcycle, it kind of sounds like an old truck engine to me. So I'm going to grab this one. And now we've got that set up. I am going to turn down the range on that because I don't feel like you would hear the car like all the way across the field. I'm just going to keep putting that down until it's kind of a smaller circle here. There. So now, when I'm far away, I don't hear anything. As I walk up to the car, I start hearing that engine, and then as I get even closer, I'll hear that music playing. Alright, now the final thing that I want to kind of show here is that once you've kind of grouped everything together, you can also now group that to a mover and have your car move. So I'll just kind of show you how I have this one set up here. So obviously the move is connected to the vehicle. I have it on stop then loop because basically it has a stop station, which is right here. And then it loops all the way around and ends up back here to start again. So it takes 35 seconds to go all the way around. It stops here at the station for 12 seconds. And then you'll see I've also got stops all around. And the way that I set those up is with the points. So you see not every point has a stop, but the ones that do, it will pause. And then 10 seconds later, it will resume. And that's how you do stops. It is called bus because it used to be a bus, but this is for this car here. So as you can see, every few points or so, it does that. And then we have it facing direction so that it looks the direction that it's going. As you can see, when it goes around this corner here, it's going to turn. So when it comes back around, you will be able to see how I have the music on a sound emitter on this one rather than a media player. I didn't feel like it was a long enough ride for the need to change music, so I just set it on a sound emitter. You can see he's at that stop there. He's coming here next. You can see those headlights are shining ahead of the vehicle. We don't have a license plate on this one, but that's okay. And then, yeah, we can get on in. We hear that music playing. We can take a little ride.